Hello everybody. So I finally saw that movie Frozen, or at least I saw the last part of it, which is about as good as it gets in my world. Raymore is not one to wait for me for anything, so I could tell you stories of Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, all those good things that I very much missed out on. I've caught tidbits here and there in the end of this, in the middle of that, and that's just kind of how my world is. Oh, spoiler alert, by the way. I should warn you there's going to be spoilers in this. If you haven't seen it and you don't want to ruin for you, then don't watch this video. And if you have seen it, then you can watch it. If you haven't seen it and you don't care, then be my guest. Anyways, though, I was watching the movie, and I think I walked into the part where they diagnosed her with like an icy heart or something, and then she had to have her active true love to save her. And then they lead you on to think it's going to be a kiss, which I've seen enough on Tumblr to know how that all turns out. The creepy prince dude's creepy and doesn't do anything, and then he wants to take over a kingdom, which, I mean, there's a problem with that, and I don't think he thought through very well, because he complains about being overshadowed by his brothers, which, if he had his kingdom, that kingdom would be overshadowed by his brother's kingdom, and he would live his whole life trying to live up to somebody he could never be, and be quite miserable. So not a really good plan. Now she's stuck wondering what her active true love is, and I started thinking, well, what if it's like her sister? And I was like, oh god, what if she has to kiss her sister? That's weird. And it really got me thinking, would I kiss my brother if it came down to it? Because that is not a comfortable place. That is not any place you ever want to go. But if his or my life depended on it, that is a huge act of love, I suppose. And moving into that horrible discomfort and all that, I would do it. I would kiss my brother to save his life. I say that trying to be the hero, but in reality it very well could be my life. So then, as it turns out, all she has to do is save her sister by jumping in front of the creepy dude and taking the hit, although for some reason her ice is sword-proof and whatnot. So that's all well and good, and I realized really the moral of the story, the message that Frozen is trying to get across from you, is you gotta know who to kiss and who to take a bullet for, or in this case a sword to the head for. I think really that's what they're trying to drive across. There's some people that you kiss, some people you take a sword for. In my case, my brother, as I've learned from this movie, is not someone I'd kiss. That'd be just weird. I would hate if I did that and it didn't work. I would feel like an idiot, right? So I'd just jump in front of a sword for him, much more comfortable. You really have to think, some people it's easier, some people it's harder. It's easier to jump in front of a sword for my brother than it is to kiss him, because that's fucking weird. I don't want to do that, so I'll just jump in front of a sword. But maybe the act of true love is to kiss him, because that is the harder route, right? As opposed to my girlfriend, it's easy to kiss her. I have no problem with that. So with her, I'd have to jump in front of a sword for. Just think about the people in your life. Think about who you would kiss, who you would jump in front of a sword for. I've always said that love is contextual, right? And true love is something referred to in movies. Think about in your life, how you'd express your love for people around you. Either kiss them or jump in front of a bullet, sword. I'd say bullet because people don't really use swords much these days. So yeah, that is the message of Frozen. We gotta properly separate everybody into two categories. Let me know what you think. Maybe I should have actually watched the whole movie to know what it was about, but I don't always get that leisure. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. I say bullet because people don't really use swords much these days. Unless, of course, you're fending them off from a ninja, in which case you're screwed, because you can't fend someone off from a ninja. If a ninja wants someone dead, they're gonna be dead. And you will probably too in the process. So, in that case, don't do that. They didn't touch on that in the movie. That's okay. They maybe should have, but they didn't. It's alright. So yeah, that is the message of Frozen.